Good morning, everybody. It's another great day outside. It's actually a beautiful sunrise I'm looking at as we're driving in to work this morning. We're going to continue our discussion on the armor of God and kind of preparing yourself for this week. And Monday we talked about putting on the belt of truth and how you want to make sure you wrap yourself in truth every single day. The absolute truth of God, and yesterday we talked about putting on that body armor of righteousness to make sure that your right choices are guarding your heart and protecting you. Today, if you continue on reading in Ephesians 6, and I challenge you to read that again today, if you look there, you'll see that the next piece is the shoes of peace, and that's one that I just kind of, I don't know, that one I always struggled with, like growing up. Like, what does that even mean? What does it mean to guard or to put on the boots of peace, or the shoes of the gospel of peace? Like, what does that even mean? And I just think about, like, in the morning when you're putting on your shoes, you're sitting down and you're tying there. It's kind of, well, it depends on the kind of shoes you're wearing, I guess. If you're wearing, like, a sandal of some kind or a flip-flop, but think about like a shoe with laces and whatnot. And that's kind of the image that they have here, is this idea of a boot. And boots don't just slide on. We're talking like actual military style boots. We're not talking like, those really nice boots that you just put on and zip up the side and like, oh, we're done. It's these boots are something that takes time to put on every morning. And so the idea is peace does not just come. The way I'm interpreting this is like, peace is not something that just comes easily. Like, it's not something that you just do and zip up the side of the boot and you're done. Like, peace is something that you kind of have to work at. You have to kind of put the different pieces on at the same time, or like different integral pieces, and you kind of have to work at it. And that's kind of what we want you to think about. I want you to think about this morning is when you are preparing yourself and starting to trust God and starting to get to a point where you can, like in your relationship with Him, where you start to realize that things are okay, even whenever things are in chaos. You get that inner peace. That takes time to get there. It takes time to finally get to that point in the relationship. So don't worry if you're not immediately peaceful, because it's one of those things where it takes time to be able to get to that point. And so, but you can start even today, even when, even with just the little things that are a little bit beyond your control. You can start to hand over those things to God. You can start to take those, the things that don't necessarily matter, and what I'm talking about are not like the really massive things, like you just find out a family member is sick with some disease, or you find out that you yourself have some kind of sickness. But the things that you can't control that necessarily aren't a big deal, like whether or not you're going to get that promotion or whatnot. That's something that could seem very worrisome, but like it's not necessarily something that you have a whole lot of control over. So you shouldn't be sitting there just fretting about it all day. Also, whether or not your boss is going to make a decision about something, or at school, whether or not your teacher's going to like throw a pop quiz on you all of a sudden. Things like that. And I know for teenagers specifically, whether or not somebody likes you, you can't control that. And in the long run, does it really matter what they think? So for some people it does, but for other people it doesn't matter. But we spend a lot of time and energy kind of fretting about those kind of things. So your challenge today is to, anytime you feel anxious, anytime you feel worried, to stop, to pray, to give that over to God, so that you can start to build that process of putting on the boots of the gospel of peace. so that way you can find that inner peace and that protection that only comes from Christ, that only comes from Jesus. And so that's your challenge today. Whenever you start to feel anxious, when you start to feel worried, I want you to stop what you're doing and then just pray to God. And that will start to develop and fill your life with that positive prayer. So I hope that kind of made sense today. I hope that I'm not just rambling, because like I have this thought in my head, but I can't seem to get it out today. So anyway, let's pray, and I will let you guys go and have a great day. God, you are the God of peace, and you want us to have that peaceful relationship with you. Not that we will never feel anxious, but that in the middle of all the anxiety, in the middle of all the stress, God, that we know you are in control, and we know that you are you're the God who takes care of everything, even when we don't necessarily know what else to do. And so God, we love you, and we just want to turn to you today in all of those moments of anxiety and the moments of panic, that we can just stop, pause, talk to you, and you help us to walk through those things. So we love you, and we just want to just make you smile today, God. So pray these things in your name. Amen. Hope you guys have a great day today. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow.